Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here, showing you all the weapon scan locations in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. A couple of notes: there are 4 weapons that are automatically unlocked from the start of the game. This entire video is recorded on recruit difficulty, and things will change based on your difficulty, so keep that in mind. Some of the drops are randomized, and they'll have a star next to their name, and you can check your progress by going to a mission on the Retribution and then going to the loadout station to check which weapons you have unlocked. Now, throughout the video, I'll be showing you 22 total weapon locations. Most of them are going to be permanent, but some of them will be random drops. The ones in this first mission are going to be extremely common. You'll come across these weapons hundreds of times throughout the campaign. But in Black Sky Under Attack, the first time you really have any gunplay, you can find the Karma 45 in the Volk as soon as you come out of the plane. Then the K-Bar as soon as you're given grenades. Then you can jump down and get an E-Rad off of any of these enemies, which is technically a random drop, but you'll literally see thousands of E-Rads throughout the entire campaign. And then after that, if you can get an enemy into a crawl state and then kill them when they're in a crawl state, because they'll have a pistol, they'll drop the EMC pistol. You may also notice that some of the weapons have variants such as Elo or Reflex or Akimbo. You just have to worry about getting each weapon once, don't worry about their variants. A little bit later on in Black Sky Under Attack, you'll reach this area with a large gun on the balcony. This is going to be a R.A.W. You should also notice that any guns that you don't have scanned appear with a bright orange outline around them, and they'll have a cool graphic when you pick them up for the first time. Now we're on Operation Port Armor in Civilian Terminal. Again, I'm playing on Recruit and just mopped up all of these enemies and was able to find a Banshee shotgun pretty consistently, dropping from some of the robot enemies. Later on in that mission, you'll reach this section where you fight against a small mech. After you kill him, he will drop the F-SpAr Torch every time. Nearing the end of the Civilian Terminal section of Operation Port Armor, you'll notice we don't have any weapons. We end up going into an armory, and it's mandatory that we pick up some weapons here. On the right hand side, you'll find a Reaver, and then a little bit on your left hand side, you should find a Mauler.
Take anything you need. Thank you, Guardsman.
Shotguns and LMGs. Right on time.
Captain, these shot grenades are very effective against the bots.
Yeah, keep those away from me, will you, sir?
The next gun I'm showing is the Oni, which is a random drop of a pistol from a crawling enemy or a random appearance in an armory. Now, I was first able to get it in Operation Port Armor Boarding Party, but you might be able to get it in just about any mission doing the same things as I am. Now, once I get to the escape the ship part of the mission, I killed a crawling enemy and he had an Oni. There's also an armory to the right hand side of the hallway as you're coming through, and I found that Onis actually spawned in these cabinets quite often on Recruit difficulty. There's also a chance that you might be able to grab some stuff you don't have. Obviously, if it appears in front of you, make sure you pick it up. Now we're on Operation Dagger, and we're breaching into the hull of the ship. As we come in, you should be able to notice a weapon rack with 2 new weapons on it if you're here for the first time, including the DMC-8 and the R3K. Pick them both up.
Report to response force stations.
Captain, find a nearby terminal. Patch me in.
Nearing the end of Operation Dagger, you'll be required as part of the mission to pick up the P-Law.
Jackpot, eyes on. It's a charge shot.
Now we're on a side mission called Operation Phoenix, and we're going for the HVR. Make sure you restart the mission if one of these 2 enemies don't drop it, but at the very beginning, one of them might. Obviously pick it up if they do.
Let's go.
Now we're in Operation Decon near the very beginning of this mission. You'll clear out the small hallway and go to the right hand side, and you'll notice a fiery catwalk type area. Go to the left hand side and up the ramp to find an armory door. Inside, you'll be able to find the Ballista EMC, which might be the last weapon you need if you actually completed the campaign and didn't have one or two of them, as it is quite rare. And then inside of this weapon locker, I was also able to consistently find a Type 2 as well as an R.P.R. Evo. These are two weapons that you may or may not have picked up, and they will often spawn in armories similar to this one. So I'll be showing you the Type 2 and the R.P.R. Again, both of these guns will often spawn in armories that will be, you know, this armory or ones that were earlier or even ones that are later. You can also pick up a lot of Type 2s and RPRs off of enemies later on in the game, so just keep an eye out if you can't find them here. Next up on Operation Deep Execute, as part of the mission, you'll breach an armory with an eraser on the desk directly in front of you. Pick it up and then check out the walls for Type 2s, RPRs, K-bars, and whatever else you may need that you might not have picked up in an armory before this. Now next up is the Spartan SA3, which is a rocket launcher, and you can definitely pick this up before this mission, which is Operation Burnwater Refinery. But this is a guaranteed location for this, so if you're struggling with it randomly dropping, just work your way to the end of Refinery and there will be a C12 that spawns. To take it out, you'll need the Spartan SA3 and they'll spawn all over, so you'll be able to easily find one and pick one up. Now we're on Operation Black Flag. This is Prisoner Escort near the very beginning within the first 2 minutes of this mission. And I'm going to be taking out all the enemies in this kind of street area. You'll notice a bit of a sniper post up on the right hand side there. I'll actually end off the clip right here by killing that sniper, and then you'll have to jump up there. There is an armory door. Go in there to find an equipment upgrade as well as a permanent stock location for the KBS Longbow. There's going to be a lot of KBS Longbows for you to pick up during the mission, so don't worry if you miss this. You should be able to spot one on the ground from an enemy drop, or there's another permanent location later on even. And if you've been following along on Operation Black Flag, Trap is sprung. Your last weapon that you can pick up is the Titan, and it should be in plain view as soon as you spawn in the container on your left hand side. Pick it up and hopefully your achievement or trophy unlocks for getting all 22 weapons plus the 4 that you have by default. Thank you guys so much for watching the guide to get the Gun Nut achievement or trophy and for finding all 22 of the weapon scan locations. Again, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if the video was helpful, share with a friend. Special thanks to Drop Dead Artemis for supporting on Patreon, and hopefully I see you guys next time. Peace.